Hey everyone, welcome back to Channel Rabbi, your go-to place for personal growth and mental well-being. Today, we're diving into a topic that affects all of us. Let's be real, anger is a natural emotion. We all feel it. Whether it's a stressful day at work, a tough conversation with someone, or just feeling overwhelmed by life, anger can easily creep up on us. Before you know it, your heart's racing, your mind's boiling over, and you say or do things you might regret. But what if I told you that there are simple, effective ways to manage your anger and stay cool? In today's video, I'm going to give you to help control your anger and stay calm when life throws its challenges your way. Let's dive in. The first step to controlling anger is recognizing it takes over. Think of it like a wave building in the ocean. You don't see a massive wall of water and then suddenly you're drowning. No, you see the signs. You see the water pulling back. You feel the change in the air. You sense the shift in energy. Anger is the same way. It doesn't just explode suddenly. There are warning signs, physical signs. Ask yourself, what are your signs? Is your heart racing? Are your palms getting sweaty? Do you feel the tension in your shoulders? Your jaw clenching up? Is your voice rising without you even realizing it? These are the whispers of anger, the subtle cues that tell you a storm is brewing. The earlier you recognize these signs, the quicker you can step in and stop it from becoming a destructive force. Imagine you're driving and you see a red light ahead. You don't keep speeding towards it, hoping it will magically turn green. No, you slow down, prepare to stop, and wait for the signal to change. Recognizing the signs of anger is like seeing that red light. It's a signal for you to pause, to become aware of what's happening within you, and to choose a different course of action. Take a moment to reflect on your own patterns. What triggers your anger? What are your early warning signs? Once you know your triggers, you can start to anticipate those situations and be better prepared to handle them calmly and constructively. The key is to cultivate self-awareness. The more you understand your own emotional landscape, the more empowered you become to navigate it with grace and resilience. Sounds simple, right? But when you're angry, the first thing to go haywire is your breathing. You start taking these shallow, quick breaths that do nothing but feed that fight or flight response. Your body is basically prepping for war. But here's the thing, you're not on a battlefield. You don't need to fight a tiger. You're just dealing with a challenging situation. So how do you tell your body to stand down? You breathe, deeply, consciously. Here's a simple technique that works wonders. Find a quiet space if you can, close your eyes and take a deep breath in through your nose for 4 seconds. Hold it for 2 seconds and then exhale slowly through your mouth for 6 seconds. Repeat this a few times. As you breathe, imagine you're breathing in calmness and peace, and exhaling all the tension, frustration, and anger. This deep, rhythmic breathing does something magical. It slows your heart rate, it calms your nervous system, and it gives you a moment to pause and regain control of your emotions. Think of it like hitting the reset button on your system. It creates space between the trigger and your reaction, allowing you to respond with more thought and less reactivity. Breathing is your secret weapon in the battle against anger. It's always available to you, anytime, anywhere. So, the next time you feel that anger rising, remember to breathe. Just breathe. When emotions are running high, it's often best to from the situation. Think about it. Have you ever said something in the heat of the moment that you later regretted? We've all been there. When anger takes over, it's like a fog descending on your mind, clouding your judgment and making it hard to think clearly. That's why it's so important to create some distance. Give yourself space to cool down, to process your emotions, and to see the situation more objectively. Sometimes the best way to avoid saying something you'll regret is simply taking a break. If you're in a heated argument, politely excuse yourself and go for a walk. If you're feeling overwhelmed at work, take a few minutes to step outside and get some fresh air. The key is to remove yourself from the environment that's triggering your anger and give yourself a chance to calm down. This isn't about running away from your problems. It's about giving yourself the space you need to approach them with a clearer head. Think of it like a pressure cooker. If you don't release the steam, it will eventually explode. Stepping away is like releasing that steam, allowing you to return to the situation with a calmer and more collected demeanor. Remember, it's okay to take a break. It's okay to say, I'm feeling overwhelmed right now. I need a few minutes to myself. Your well-being is worth it. Chapter 4. Reframe your thoughts. Anger often comes from the way we interpret situations, not necessarily the situations themselves. Our minds are constantly spinning stories, making assumptions, and jumping to conclusions. For example, someone cuts you off in traffic. Your initial thought might be, "They're doing it on purpose to make me mad." But is that true? Do you really know what's going on in their life? Maybe they're rushing to the hospital, maybe they just got bad news, or maybe they're just having a really bad day. The point is, we rarely have the full picture, and yet we react as if we do, letting our anger flare up based on our own interpretations. So, how do we break this cycle? By learning to reframe our thoughts. Instead of assuming the worst, challenge yourself to consider alternative explanations. Maybe that person who cut you off made an honest mistake. Maybe they didn't even see you. Instead of letting your anger spiral, choose to give them the benefit of the doubt. Choose to see the situation from a more compassionate perspective. Reframing your thoughts takes practice, but it's a powerful tool for managing anger. It allows you to shift your focus from blame and judgment to understanding and empathy. Remember, the stories you tell yourself have a profound impact on your emotional state. Choose to tell yourself stories that empower you, not stories that keep you trapped in anger and resentment. Chapter 5. Find healthy outlets. Let's face it, you can't just suppress anger. It's a powerful emotion that needs an outlet. But instead of yelling, arguing, or bottling it up inside, channel that energy into something healthy and constructive. Physical activity is a fantastic way to release pent-up anger and stress. Go for a run, hit the gym, do some yoga, or dance it out. Exercise releases endorphins, those feel-good chemicals that boost your mood and help you relax. If you're not into intense workouts, try something more low-impact like swimming, gardening, or taking a brisk walk in nature. Another great outlet is creative expression. Write in a journal, paint, draw, listen to music, or play an instrument. Let your emotions flow through you and onto the canvas, the page, or the music. Sometimes the best way to process anger is to talk about it. Find a trusted friend, family member, therapist, or support group where you can share your feelings in a safe and non-judgmental space. The key is to find outlets that work for you, that help you release anger in a healthy and productive way. Experiment with different activities and see what resonates with you. Remember, anger is energy, and energy can be transformed. Choose to channel it into something positive, something that uplifts you and those around you. Chapter 6. Practice empathy. One of the most powerful antidotes to anger is empathy, the ability to understand and share the feelings of another person. When we're angry, it's easy to get caught up in our own perspectives, our own hurt, our own sense of injustice. But what if we took a moment to step outside ourselves and try to see things from the other person's point of view? Maybe that person who snapped at you is going through a difficult time. Maybe they're carrying a heavy burden that you know nothing about. Maybe they didn't mean to hurt you at all. When we practice empathy, we shift our focus from blame and judgment to understanding and compassion. We start to see the humanity in others, even when they're behaving badly. Empathy doesn't excuse bad behavior, but it does help us to respond with more patience, kindness, and understanding. It allows us to see situations with a wider lens, recognizing that everyone is fighting their own battles. How can you practice empathy in the heat of the moment? Start by asking yourself, what might this person be going through? What might have led them to act this way? Try to put yourself in their shoes. Imagine what it's like to be them, to feel what they might be feeling. Even if you don't agree with their actions, strive to understand the emotions behind them. Empathy is a muscle that needs to be exercised regularly. The more we practice it, the more naturally it will come to us, helping us to navigate challenging situations with grace, compassion, and understanding. So there you have it, 6 simple strategies to control your anger and stay calm. Let's recap. Recognize the signs early, take deep breaths, step away, reframe your thoughts, find healthy outlets, and practice empathy. Remember, anger is a natural emotion, but it doesn't have to control you. With these techniques, you can stay calm, make better decisions, and keep your relationship strong. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button, subscribe for more tips, and share it with someone who could use a little calm in their life. Let's keep spreading peace and positivity. Thanks for watching.